Hi guys, it's Mommy Tang. What's up, Tanging? Today, I would like to thank... I think this is going to be like my line now. Every day I'm going to be like, today I would like to thank... Yeah, but for real, I would like to thank you who subscribed to me past week or so. You know, just you're new to me, you subscribe to me. Thank you. I don't really ask people to subscribe to me. I don't know why. My mom always tells me that I should, but I don't. But thank you. You know? Thanks. Today is story part 3. I know some of you are be like, "Are you saying enough with the story time?" But some of you like it, so I'm just gonna go with some of you that like it. Yeah, part 3. And what am I doing? What am I gonna do? All I have in the house is some rice and soy sauce and a little bit of sesame seeds. I got this because of you, and this is all I have. I mean, I can't go out shopping because whatever. I have my personal reasons I can't get out, and that's all I have. What do I do when I'm craving soup? Can I make soup with this? Well, Mommy Tang to the rescue. Guys, today is really simple recipe. Only because yesterday, I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram or whatnot, but yesterday I made kimchi. Yeah, vegan kimchi. Now, if you've been vegan for a long time, there is only one vegan kimchi out there, one kind, which is the Napa cabbage. They make kimchi out of these Napa cabbage. I've seen vegan kimchi everywhere, but Koreans have like endless variety. I can never pronounce that. Kayla, how do I say variety? Variety? Varieties? Baby, how do I say varieties? Varieties.
And then riot and then ease.
Variety?
Varieties.
Varieties. There's like at least 5 or 10 things I can never say. One of them is
Yeast.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not even gonna try. But varieties, I can never say that. But anyways, there are many different kinds of kimchi, right? But unfortunately, companies don't make it vegan. So if you're vegan to start with, you can never try. But I am 40 plus years old. I tried kimchi all my life. So when I became vegan about 7 years ago, I was like, I'm in a mission to make everything vegan, right? So I have some recipe. So I've been trying like different kinds of vegan kimchi. You know, because I don't want to give you like a wrong recipe and you guys are like, it doesn't even taste good. You know, it has to mimic the authentic Korean kimchi. And I found some, recipes. So I've been working on it so I could tell you guys about it. Because I know you guys have been dying to get that cucumber kimchi for a while. And don't worry, it's coming up. It's almost there, okay? I just have to tweak some little things a little there so I can show you guys. So you guys will be like, this is like the best thing I've ever tasted. Like that, So today I'm going to be sharing the story on top of the kimchi that I made on top of this recipe, okay? Let's go. Let it go, let it go. I don't know the word. Guys, you know that I used to sing? Elsa. I did my Elsa hair today, okay? Do you see that? Like, it's so hard to get the Elsa hair. Like, I tried to find the Elsa hair online. And I was like, how can I achieve Elsa hair? And she has all these like short things. Obviously, I can't do that because I don't have short side. But I kind of mimicked this. But the back was really hard. So the back kind of looks really funny. Obviously, you can't see the back. But my back looks really funny because I have all these like pins and things to make it look very Elsa-ish. Okay. Elsa is like the old. But let me try to sing a song for you guys. I used to sing before. You know that? Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the roars begin. Rice never bother me anyways. Why is Peyton sitting there laughing at me? I don't
People
know.
never make funny jokes.
Let it go. Let it go. Guys. Okay, let's see what we could do. Guys, I really need to lose weight. Like, I've been saying this for like every single videos, but I really need to because I have no clothes to wear for you guys. Everything I wear, it won't fit me. So today I actually tried a shirt on and I couldn't get it out. So I had to go to Kayla's room. I was like, Kayla, help me. And she was like, what? I was like, I can't get this shirt out. And she's like, do you have a button? I was like, obviously if I have a button, I could get it out. But it was stuck like right here and I couldn't get it out. I was like, ah! So she had to like pull my arm. Oh my gosh, I gained so much weight here, guys. Like, what do I do? Somebody said I have to do this every day. Like, every day. Yeah.
You don't really learn how to fly.
Okay. First of all, I think I gotta move because obviously I'm getting fat because I tell my kids to do everything. I'll be like, Kayla, can you get me that? Like, Peyton, can you get me that? I gotta start getting up. Okay, real simple, you guys. If you guys have old rice that it's like, you know, it's like cold, right? You're like, I don't want to microwave it and it's cold. It's like day old. You just put it on top of, obviously like a fry pan, right? Like this. You don't have to use non-sticky fry pan, I guess. And then what you're gonna do, get some water. I'm just gonna pour some in here only because I want to, because I don't try to get this sticky rice everywhere. And then what you're gonna do is just gonna pour it over the rice, right? Yes, you don't use any oil. No oil, just rice, okay? And then you're going to put the heat, not high, but not medium. If you want to eat this right away, I guess you could put it in medium, but you have to watch it. You don't burn it, okay? But if you want to eat this like for later, right? Then you put it in very low and then just go and do things. What you need to do around the house. Like, it's not gonna burn if you put it in a low, right? So you just have to remember, like, I don't know, put it on your phone somewhere, like go back to check with them, something like that. You know, you don't go out of the house or you just sleep with it or something, but put the alarm and you should be able to like toast this without even worrying about it. So basically, this is what you're gonna do, right? Look how easy it is, okay? But it does take time. Okay, if you wanna make good NURUNGII, this is called NURUNGII, it does take time. So if you fry it like so, baby, you're making too much noise! And leave it on like I said, leave it on low for 30 minutes to an hour. Yeah, I sometimes leave it for like an hour. You'll come up with this, obviously. So after an hour later or so, see how rice is like this? It's like dried up. It took all the moist out and it's crispy. Okay, so what you could do at this point, you could flip it, right? And then kind of bust this shape and then re-toast it to make them both brown on the side. Now my mom, the other day, brought me a whole bunch of NURUNGII, right? Look. Right? So this is all busted NURUNGII white rice, right? Look, see? Ah! I almost burned myself. Right? And this is the brown rice she brought me because she eats brown rice, you guys. So she was like, I made you some NURUNGII. Now there's two great things about this NURUNGII. You see this brown one? See how it's toasted on the other side? And I think she's only toasted on one side, okay? One thing good about it is that if you go camping, if you go somewhere, if you are like a van life people, oh my goodness, guys, I love van life people. That's all I watch. I want to be a van lifer. Anyways, if you do van life, you can literally put this outside. You don't have to store it in the refrigerator, but it makes sure you have to be really well dried, okay? But if you want to make it a little bit less like crunchy or less dry, you have to put it in the freezer. If you put it in the freezer, it'll last you forever, okay? But you could eat it like once it gets really dried and you eat it like chips. I guess you can't because it's so hard. Like, unless you like chewing on things like could break your teeth, eat that. But usually when it's like toasted right away, there's a little bit of moist, then it's okay. See, look. Do you hear the difference? It's like toasty but a little chewy. Right? So you could eat it like that, and it gives you like the really toasty rice. We're going to make this into a soup. Okay, so you're gonna put this NURUNGII, okay, inside. You're gonna break it, okay, and
I don't like one of these.
what? You're gonna crust the bust, the noodle, and you're going to put the heat on high, okay? Now, if you go to the sundubu house, you know, the soft tofu house, they make the rice for you in this kind of pot, and then the rice is underneath and they put water. I'm sure you've had it. If you had tofu soup, this, you could eat it like anywhere, anytime. And it's good, okay? It's not like, I don't know, the flavor is very like nutty. How does NURUNGII taste like, Kayla? Like right now, the water is really clear, right, guys? But when you start boiling it, the starch will come out and it'll make like very soupy, and you'll see, okay? I'm gonna add some rice on top of that because I only have like one bowl of rice here. Like, is that enough? No. You don't have to add rice, but I'm gonna because I want to, okay? That's just the way I do things. Maybe just some NURUNGII that my mom gave me. Let it go, let it go. And you just pretty much have to wait till it boils off, okay? See how the water is getting kind of cloudy? I don't like my outfit today. I don't like my hair. I don't like anything today. Like, I have a monitor right here. I kind of look like really weird. I know when I do editing, I'm not gonna like myself, but let it go, let it go, just let it go. Oh, wait, yes, before I go on, I got this message from one of my viewers. I have to do this because I do read your comments and I try to, oh, here it is. Hey, Mommy Tang, my name is Nisha and me and my cousin Versha are diehard fans of yours. Oh, thank you guys. I just finished watching your kimchi ramyeon video and it was amazing. Versha, my cousin, recently had her good friend pass away. I'm sorry. And it would mean absolute world to her if you could send her a video message saying hello. I know it would truly make her day. We watched your jjajang video. I'm assuming it's jjajang video. Literally every time we meet, and lately she's been rewatching all of your videos. I know that you are probably extremely busy. I'm not that busy, guys. But I just wanted to do my part in making her day just a bit better. Guys, that's so nice. And I'm sorry, Versha, that you lost your friend. I'm sure there's a lot of you lost, you know, your loved ones through this pandemic or whatever the reason. It doesn't say how she lost her friend. But anyways, I hope you feel better. And, you know, I'm sending a love to you, okay? See how cloudy it's getting now? Oh my gosh, guys. I sometimes like just drink this as a tea. You could just kind of like drink it as a tea, you know? Oh, so good. I love NURUNGII. Like, some people don't care for it, but I love like NURUNGII. Where's this black thing hanging? I think this is like one toasted rice. On top of that, last night I made like kimchi, and kimchi has a lot of salt, right? You kind of like have to ferment them with salt and stuff, like using salt. So I had like, you know, you have to try kimchi to make sure they taste good, and I had so much like salt. When I woke up this morning, my face was so swollen. I was like, I don't know if I should film mukbang, you know, but I just had to do it anyway because I'm trying to be regular for you guys, okay? And so I said, just do it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. That song is so old, but it still comes in handy. You know, you need to let it go, whatever it is. See how it's getting like starch is coming off, and then you have to boil it for pretty good. Some people like it like the NURUNGII all broken into like pieces, and some people like it like this. I like it like this because I can't wait. I never can't wait. But anyways, the soy sauce, right? That's all I have. Soy sauce, right? So what you have to do is just put a little bit of soy sauce into a bowl. This is really like simple, like cleanest meal. You could eat this when you have like massive stomach ache or something like that, and you want to eat something, and a little bit of fat here, fat. I know you guys say protein, but also fat. Sesame, well, this sesame seed has really good fat. So anyway, so you want to mix that, right? And pretty much that's all you're gonna do. You just take a bite, and it's so weird, right, guys? Are you really watching something here, Kayla?
No.
Oh my god, she's like in the other side of my mukbang, right? She's like, yeah, I'm gonna be here really quietly, and then she turns her phone on. She's watching her phone. Like, what is going on here? So basically, this is all you do. You go like this, and grab a little bit of toasted sesame seed with soy sauce, and just that's it. Oh, so good. Let's turn it off. I can't. I'm pretty good with hot stuff. Some people are like, oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. So basically, you're just gonna eat this with either kimchi, with soy sauce, with whatever you like, whatever the banchan you guys have, right? Just use it like whatever. And this fills you up. If you want something soupy, like without having the soup, you could have this as a soup. Right? I turned the stove off because this is a stone pot, it's still boiling. Oh, I need to cool this down somehow. How am I gonna cool it down? I have no idea. Maybe ice? Kelsey. Ice. It's so 고소해. Like, 고소해 means it's like, when you drink milk, it's like very milky. Well, this is like rice milky. I literally burned my tongue for that one. Oh, that was I hear Kayla getting me ice. Kayla, show them your nails. Show off your nails. She did this last night. Oh my gosh, I was so impressed. Kayla, show your nails. Ah! Look good. Okay, there it is. Isn't that nice? She did that all by herself. Oh, I'm gonna put some ice in here, guys. Only because I can't eat this. It's too hot. It's perfect. It's perfect. Okay. The step one is to eat it with sesame seeds, kanjang, soy sauce, and rice, right? Step two is to eat it with kim. Our house, there's no kim. There's madness in the house, okay? I know some of you probably know this, and you've seen like the individual pack of kim. Now this Korean, because we eat so much kim, oil toasted, salted, kim. that it does come out. You could make this at home, right? But a lot of the Koreans, they sell it like this in like, look how big it is. It's like a whole seaweed, right? And what you usually do, you just cut it, right? And you put it on top of the table for people to, like a whole family to share. The reason it comes like this is because it's a lot cheaper. Because, you know, there's less packaging and stuff like that. But basically, this is what you know. Well, obviously, it's cut it into a weird shape. But this is what you know, okay? Look. 또 누룽지? 누룽지 and kim is like the best. This one, there's like 8 packages in one box, and you get it for under $10, and you get this much seaweed. You save a lot of money, you know? I think if you go to Costco, they have this individual one. It's not more expensive. I know you guys are all waiting for part 3 birth story, but I gotta eat first, you know? Guys, yesterday I made 3 kimchi. Water kimchi, and actually, I'm gonna bring all 3. I'm gonna show them. So hard. I made 3 different kimchi yesterday, right? God, you have to be careful when you eat kim, okay? So one of them was water kimchi. You see this? It's like young napa cabbage, and there's a lot of water in here. So it's called water kimchi, right? And then the second one, my assistant here, Kayla. Second one, I made onion kimchi. Yes, believe it or not, you can make kimchi with onion, okay? And then third, that recipe you've been all waiting for. Can't really see here, but it's cucumber kimchi. The kimchi that you guys been all waiting for. Mommy Tang, I need that recipe, right? Yeah, well, I made it. Like I told you, I'm going to work on it, the proper whatever, and I'm going to share with you guys, okay? But for now, I'm going to eat this cucumber kimchi I made. You know, Peyton loved this kimchi. She said it was good. If she says it's good, it's good, okay? Oh, guys, watch this. Look at this. Look at this. It's vegan. They don't make this vegan. I've never seen any shop make this vegan. So it's either you make it on your own or you just like, I don't know. I guess, whatever, you know? 이게 누룽지? I promise you guys, before July ends, I'll give you the recipe for this for sure, okay? And this, and this.
For July and June.
July, okay? I need to give myself some time. Okay. Now, Amber's birth story and Peyton's birth stories could be combined into one only because when you have the third child, the fourth child, like giving labor, birth, becomes really like a lot easier and faster. So, remember the second doctor, you know, the male doctor, right? Believe it or not, he retires again. So, I had Amber 4 years after Kayla, right? So, I called the office and then I was like, yeah, I got pregnant, whatever. And then the nurse, I think, said, he is still a gynecologist, but he doesn't deliver anymore. He's just a gynecologist, right? So, I was like, oh, really? And at this time, we're planning to move again. So, I said, okay, let's find a new doctor, right? Same thing, I don't want a group doctor. I want a doctor that's private. If you want to, you don't know what I mean, you have to watch the video before this, okay? And so, I go online and I find this doctor. Now, all the doctor office, it kind of runs a little differently, I guess, but for some reason, the nurse that was there at the office, she was so sweet over the phone. So I was like, oh, this is it. This is the office I want to go to, right? So I make an appointment. I go see the doctor, right? Now I walk into the doctor, right? And the doctor is so handsome. He's like, at least he was like 20 years older than me, but he was like, you know, like 007, that like old classic looking. He had that. He was really tall, like really, like, I don't know if he was fit, but he was like, you know, like not a buff guy, but he was like 6'2" or something like that. He was an American doctor, and he was just really handsome looking doctor, right? So I'm just like, I got intimidated because usually, like, you don't want your gynecologist to be good looking or like, you know, this just feels weird. So I go there, I'm like, yeah, hi, how are you? And he's like, yeah, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yes, I heard this is your third child. I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, well, I have 5 child on my own. I was like, what, you have 5? Wow, right? And he was like, oh, I have 5 children on my own. And then another thing, right? I had this thing about adoption. Like, I've always wanted to adopt kids ever since I was little. I mean, obviously, I didn't adopt anyone. Well, maybe Kayla. Just kidding. But, so I admire and I always follow people that are on Instagram or on YouTube and they tell about adopting, like, you know, if I hear somebody that I adopted a kid from whatever, I get so inspired and I get so like, oh, I wish, like, just like van life. I don't know, I have this thing about people adopting kids, right? I think it's wonderful, by the way. Anyways, so the doctor tells me his last child or something like the second last or something that is Asian, and he adopted her from China, I think, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so wonderful, right? So not only he looks so good looking, but like I am like, oh my gosh, right? Think about it, right? When you get pregnant, right? In the beginning, you go see your doctor every 3 weeks, once a month, and then it gets closer, like once a week and something like that, right? So every time I go there, like I'm making sure that like I'm like, you know, really clean and nice and, you know, just like, I don't, you know, like you just want to like, you don't want to look your, you know, you want to look your best, right? And
you weren't attracted to him. You gotta say
I wasn't attracted to him like as a you know, as a man, but don't you have some teachers at school that you're like, oh my gosh, there he is. Like, you don't want to marry him, you don't want to do anything with him, but you just admire the guy. Okay, you don't? Okay.
no.
Was it just me then? Okay. But it's just maybe because I was very, very inspired, okay, by him.
They would look handsome, like
he was so nice. It wasn't like anything sexual, guys. You know, just don't get me wrong. It wasn't sexual or anything like that. It was just anyways, he was handsome. He was nice, okay? So I look forward to go seeing him, right? At the same time, I'm like, oh, shy. So I tell him the story. I was like, yeah, this is how my first birth went. This is how second labor birth, went. And he was like, oh. So he was like, I think you must have. And then he like said something like, some medical term, right? And I was like, what is that? So he explains to me that usually when your water breaks, like, how when you see a movie, their water breaks and they're like, oh, I'm having a baby, right? Some girls, it takes them like hours, like even like 10, 12 hours if it's your first birth. But some people it takes like right away. For me, when my water breaks, that's it. Like I have to deliver right away. So he was like, yeah, so I think that's what you have. I don't know if you're a gynecologist, maybe I'm like saying it the wrong way, whatever, but that's what I had, okay? So he's like, this is your due date. If you're closer to your due date and you don't see any signs, then let's, set up an appointment to deliver your baby on time. Like induce it or something like that, right? I'm like, okay. The pregnancy went fine. So the day that I deliver, I go in there, right? And for some reason, they were all winter babies, okay? So it was really cold, I remember. I went to the hospital. It was scheduled, okay? It was in the morning, so I'm there. And he checks me. He's like, yeah, you're dilated. You're, whatever. So at this point, I know the pain for the bottom there, stretching, pushing, all that pain. And then on top of that, I also know the contraction pain, right? So I'm expecting both. I'm getting really nervous. As soon as they start to induce you, they put this like some sort of drug, right? And he's like, would you like to get epidural? And I was like, epidural didn't work for me for the first one and the second baby. So I'm just going to have this baby natural, right? Then he's like, okay, well, my office is literally down the street. There was this main hospital where you deliver the baby, and then he was to the next building, and they had like this like bridge where he could cross over, right? So he's like, I'll be at my office, and if anything happens, I'll come back and check up on you. And I was like, okay, doctor, thank you, The nurse is like walking around, and now at this point, I still remember her name. Her name was Felicia, Nurse Felicia, because she was literally my doctor at this point. I was lying down, I remember, and then my contractions started happening. And I was like, it hurts. I was like, oh, here it comes, right? And then it got so intense. I was like, oh my gosh, right? All I remember was like, my mom and their dad, right? They kept on eating something in the room, and just the smell of the food kept on bothering me. So I was like, oh, can you guys eat that somewhere else? I was like, oh, right. And I was like, oh, right. At one point, I'm like, I think I have to push. I think the baby's coming out, right? They all look at me like this. I know, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I think the baby's coming out, right? And so the nurse comes in, and then she's like really slow, and she's like, let me check you. And then they wear the gloves, and it's like I feel like they're in a slow motion movie because they're like, but I need like them to be like really quick, right? So I'm like, oh, right. And then she checks and she's like, oh, wow, you're doing, let me call your doctor, right? So she picks up the cell phone. She's like calling the doctor. And then she's like, yeah. She's like, yeah. And then I could hear her trying to reach the doctor. And the doctor is not in the office or something like that. He's not there, right? So they were like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Every like delivery zone has emergency doctor to stand by, right? So he comes in. He's like, hi, I'm Dr. such and such. And I'll be here till your doctor comes in. I'm like that. I'm like, no, but I want my doctor to deliver this baby, right? And he's like, don't worry, he will make it. We paged him already. He'll be here, but I'll be here to help you till then, And then I think, maybe he was offended, but now at this point, the nurse Felicia was there, right? So I looked at Felicia, and I was like, Felicia, like that. And she's like, don't worry, I'm here to help you. And she was so nice. She was one of those nurses that she was like really into your soul. She's like, like you're, does that even make sense? Really into your soul? Yeah, she was like, let me help you. Let me hold your hand. And she was like, like going like this to my hair. I was like, oh, right. At this point, I just felt like I had to push. It was so much pain, I had to push, right? So I'm like, oh, right. And the doctor looks at it, he goes, yeah, you need to push, right? I'm like, oh, but the doctor's not here, right? And then he's like, but you need to push. I'm like, no, I can't. I'm gonna wait. So I'm literally waiting for the doctor to show up, and I'm not pushing, right? And I think the doctor was like, I don't know, he looked young, right? And so he's like, you gotta push, mommy tang, like, and I was like, no, I'm gonna wait. And I was like, oh, right. And at this point, the doctor, I don't know if he meant to do this to scare me, or he did this purpose. I don't know why he did that, but all of a sudden, I'm just like, oh, and I look down. I see him, this big thing, like it looked like a claw from up and down, like this. It looked like this, right? But it had like a huge claw, like a head claw like this. And I was like, what is that, right? And the Felicia says, don't worry, don't. I was like, no, what is that, right? I remember seeing this on like YouTube or something. Like if the baby doesn't come out, then they usually put it in like this. And they grab the head's baby and they push the baby out, right? So at this point, I'm like freaking out because I don't want him to use that on my baby. Because I heard that like the baby's head comes out all like weird or like cone head or I don't know. It's not really good for you. Or I don't know. Like it was just, I had a negative like impact on this thing, right? So I'm like, oh, like that was like, no, right? And so I pushed the baby, like, I don't know how many times I pushed, but I pushed and Amber came out. The doctor never made it. And I was pissed because I wanted my doctor to be there. And I don't even remember the doctor who delivered Amber, right? So I'm just like, oh, I'm so disappointed. But Amber came out and she was so, like, she was like a cotton candy. I can't explain it. Like, she was so cotton candy. She was like, she's so like fragile, right? So I'm just like, oh my gosh, baby. That's Amber's birth. Nothing special to it, right? When I'm gonna have Peyton now, it was 2 years later. Again, same doctor. I went back, you know? I was like, doctor, you didn't make my third baby. I made him feel really terrible for the whole time he checked with Peyton because he never made it, right? So I'm like, well, why don't you make it that time? And he was like, well, I was there. I was on my way and da-da-da. I don't know. He had all the excuse, right? But he did come at the end to get the placenta out. I remember. I was like, can you please make it? And like, you know, and he's like, yeah, I'll make it for sure. I promise I'll be there for you this time. Da-da-da-da. So the checking goes fine, right? Same thing happened with Peyton because they were scared that my water's going to break somewhere and like in the middle of me shopping or eating somewhere and then I have to deliver the baby in the taxi or something like that. So they were like, let's schedule you to come in, right? Now, Peyton was born day before my birthday. So I wanted to schedule the same day, but I think it was like Sunday or something like that. I ended up delivering her day before my birthday, right? But it was so special because she was delivering the same birthday as my birthday. I was like, I thought it was pretty cool, you know? So I get to the hospital. And this time, Felicia's not there. And it's the same hospital, same things I already know. I'm like a master at this. Like, you know, fourth baby, I already done this like 3 times. I'm just like, I got this, right? So I go into the hospital. I lie down. And they're like, epidural? Nope. And they're like this? Nope. I got this. Like, I'm acting like, oh, like, I know everything, you know? I'm kind of like waiting for the contraction to come. So I know, right? But for some reason, guys, this contraction was so bad. I thought literally that was it. Like, I'm dying. It was so bad that I remember the peak of the contraction. I started having prayers in my head like, oh, somebody's take care of Jaden, Kayla, and Amber. And if I die, because I felt like somebody was literally holding my legs from side to side and just like ripping it apart. Yeah, and that's like, it was like so bad. I was like, oh, right. The doctor checked and he said, the beginning for Peyton, he checked, right? And he said, don't worry, I'll come for delivery. Don't worry, I'm gonna step out. I was like, no, I don't want you to step out. And he was like, yeah, but you're not gonna have a baby for another 2-3 hours. I have to really quickly go to my office because I have another patient that I have to look, and then I'll be right back, right? And I'm just like getting so nervous. I'm like, okay, just go, but please be back. And he was like, okay, right? So he leaves. And as soon as he left, like 20 minutes in, I feel like I have to deliver, right? So I told the nurse, I was like, I think I have to push, right? And then she's like, no, but doctor just checked you. I was like, no, but I really have to push. I feel like the baby's like right there. I was like, ah, right? I was like, oh. And I'm kind of holding the push. I like literally holding it in, right? And she don't even check me. She's like kind of walking around. So I remember getting really mad at their dad, right? And I was like, oh, I really have to push, like, I really have to please get the doctor, right? Like, the nurse didn't work, so at this point, I'm like begging their dad, right? And I think at one point, he kind of got mad, and he was like, you're getting the doctor right now. No, he missed her, you know, our third baby. And the nurse is like, all right. So the nurse goes to me, she's like, you know, let me check you. And I was like, I'm telling you, I have to push, right? So she puts the gloves in, and then she goes like this, she checks, and she realizes that I'm like fully dilated, and then I think she sees the head of the baby like coming out, right? So she's in a panic, and she's like, she calls the doctor out there. And at this point, I don't see anybody in front of me. No doctor, nobody, right? And all I remember was I felt like I had to push, right? So I'm just like, oh, like that. And on top of that, I'm so afraid that I'm going to poop because this, remember, phobia of pooping. So I'm just like, oh, right? And then another nurse came in, and I was like, I can't poop. I don't want to poop. She kept on looking at me like, and then she kept on making fun, either with somebody in the room, but I had my eyes closed. I was like this. I remember hearing everything, and they were like, yeah, we never had a mother come in here and afraid to push because like she's afraid to poop. That's so funny. And they're like kind of making jokes. I'm just like, oh, I was like, please stop. I was like, right? And I look to see the doctor, and I don't see doctor. I'm sure there was somebody around me, just that I remember nobody was in front of me. So at this time, I'm so afraid to push because I'm like, what if I push and like baby like flings and then like just gets dropped on the floor and nobody's there to catch the baby, right? So I'm like freaking out. You know how sometimes you have really bad case of diarrhea and like you're holding and you're like, you're looking for the toilet. You're like, oh my gosh, you can't hold it. It was like one of those. I'm telling you, 100 times worse. So I'm like, and and then at this point, I'm crying because not in pain, because I'm holding the baby in because of the doctor, right? I remember telling myself, screw this, I need to push, I'm gonna die, or else I'm just gonna die, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna push, right? And then the nurse is like, what? And now she's like, I'm gonna push, right? And then all of a sudden, I swear this was all done in such a slow motion. I see a doctor, not the doctor, my doctor, but the emergency doctor that's on standby. I see him coming in through the door, right? As soon as I see him, because I know that's the doctor, because they tell you this is your doctor when when your doctor's not there. So I see him coming in. That's when I have like the relief, like, okay, I could push now, right? And I was like, ah! And I pushed one time, and Peyton just literally came out. And then I'm not kidding you, but the doctor, I think he kind of ran for the baby, and he caught my baby right on top. I swear that's what happened. And
dramatic. It's so dramatic.
But like, this seems so dramatic, and like, really, like 2000, you were into 2000, and this could really happen. I'm like, yes, this could happen to you. And then so the baby came out, and I was like, oh, right. And then she came out, and then Peyton came out so small, and she was so cute, and then she was just like, right. And I was like, I was like, and I felt like and then you have to still deliver the placenta, which is the baby house, right? And then that's when I see my doctor come in, and he's like, oh, hi. And she's like, everything okay? And at this point, their dad is kind of upset because like, you didn't make the birth again, you didn't make it delivery again. And he felt so bad. He was like, I was on my way, whatever. And I was like, oh. And then he was like, again, he ended up delivering my placenta, right? I'm like, no, I wanted you to deliver my baby, not my placenta, but he ended up delivering, and then he whatever. And I have Peyton. So I remember all those times, like, I can't really explain it with words again. I don't know if I did my part, but like, they were so different. And they were like, yeah. So that was it, and then Peyton came out. And so they were all different. Guys, you have to try this, okay? I'm telling you, this is such a good meal. Just kimchi, and NURUNGII. You could use soy sauce too. Don't waste the liquid. Drink it as tea. I need a bigger spoon. Oh.
Maybe that's why you have wings.
What do you mean? That's why I have wings, Kayla.
It's called slow eating.
What?
This is called slow eating, not shoving your mouth.
Guys, this onion kimchi is amazing. Like, seriously. Oh, so good, this onion kimchi. I gotta get a new chopstick.
I don't like it.
Yeah, you can't do double dipping with this onion kimchi, but if you hate onion, obviously not gonna like it, but if you love onion, this onion kimchi is the bomb. Why? Because just listen for this, okay? Oh my god. It's so sweet, that sweet onion. And there's a secret to get rid of all the onion spice. You know how when the onion is really spicy, it makes your eyes cry, and then it kind of hurts your hurt your whatever stomach, whatever. Like there's a method to get rid of that before you make it into kimchi. So all you are left with is crunchy onion with the kimchi flavor. It's so good. I'm definitely going to share that recipe with you guys too, okay? Alright. Wait, I have another one. So good. Oh, here comes another one.
But we kimchi the best.
Huh?
We kimchi the best.
Guys, vegans, this onion kimchi is a must. This cucumber kimchi is a must. This water liquid kimchi is a must, okay? It's so good, guys. Just wait for the recipe, okay? Bye. No pepita today.